And now to our continuing coverage of the budget battle in the Commonwealth as the budget bill remains on the desk of Governor Abigail Spanberger. Now, she is expected to make amendments to the bill lawmakers push forward by the end of the week, which would send the measure then back to the state lawmakers for their approval.
All of this coming as lawmakers have until June 30th to pass a budget. So joining us now to help sort through all of these details is Virginia Tech professor Dr. Casey Myers. Thanks for being with us again. Let's jump right into it here. Is it typical for the budget process in the Commonwealth to come right up against that June 30th deadline?
We have not seen a protracted process like this for some time. And this is something we were talking about earlier in the month. Could there even be a state government shutdown, just given the fact that there were such entrenched sides, particularly around data center sales tax exemption? And one of the things that we see now is there's movement. There seems to be some agreement. But again, we're up against that deadline, and we do not know if there'll be a state budget passed until the governor signs it.
Compromise seems to be key in some ways here. Professor, what stands out to you the most in this current version of the budget bill?
Well, the big takeaway from the budget is that they have moved on this data center sales tax exemption to allow that to remain in place until 2035, but they're going to implement a different type of tax on energy consumption, and that is going to speculatively bring in $600 million a year. Now, that is far less than the data tax sales exemption does, which is estimated to be 1.6 to 1.9 billion a year. But again, this is something that we've seen has been an inter-party fight, where you have Democrats disagreeing with the governor of their own party over how this should be handled. But this compromise may be a solution to move forward. We've also seen issues around marijuana marketplace and some other issues around healthcare and government services. So again, we're waiting for the governor to sign and see what those amendments, if she has any, will be.
Daring to say the word compromise, which is a four-letter word for a lot of people in politics. Hey, what about, this isn't the first time that we've seen Spanberger use amendments on a bill backed by the support of Democratic lawmakers. So what changes could she be making? And then would you say, is it typical for the governor to weigh in on the budget process as much as it appears that she's doing right now?
Governors are always part of that process. I don't think that that's unusual. What we see with Spanberger, and we saw this in some of her vetoes, where she gets into the details of some of these laws in a way that is, I think, unusual. She looks at some of the granularity of how laws are going to be implemented. So I would expect her amendments, if she has any, to be something that are maybe more substantial than we would expect, just given her past behavior and past philosophical approach to lawmaking. And again, this is something that is, as you pointed out, between a Democratic governor and a majority in the General Assembly of her own party. So that also kind of provides, I think, a kind of a different layer to the complexity of this.
Yeah, Professor, lastly, we've got 6 days. Do you believe a budget will be passed by the end of the month?
Well, I think that I have a lot of optimism around that. Again, we don't know. But again, it seems like from where we were a week ago, and certainly at the beginning of the month, we are closer to a resolution and a compromise on this.
All right, Virginia Tech professor Dr. Casey Myers. Professor, thanks so much for taking the time to join us here live at 4 o'clock.
Thank you.